S Cohen, a Jew from Iraq, was one of the keenest intellects who came to Bhagwan. At the age of 18, he came across an esoteric book that detailed miraculous happenings in the life of yogis. Determined to go in search of the truth, he felt he should sacrifice everything and his all to meet a life-transforming spiritual sage. The First World War took place at that time. It taught him the great lesson that peace can never be attained outside, only inside. Even though a teenager, this conviction born of the heart told him that the key to the mystery of his life lay in India. As Providence would have it, his close friend in Mumbai fell seriously ill. We call it providence or coincidence when we have such experiences, but it is only the Guru's grace. In a seeker's life, nothing happens as coincidence. This friend was a millionaire until one day his stocks and shares crashed. All of a sudden, he was on the streets, a pauper and deeply depressed. He wrote to the one true friend who could help. Cohen felt that this friend who was drowned in depression should read the same esoteric book which helped him so much. He also felt this was an opportunity to go to India, though he belonged to a very poor family. He was the eldest of 11 children and his father was just a cleaner on a ship. The father loved his son very much. When he came to know of his son's inward longing, he went to his boss and requested that he give his son a deckhand's job on a ship that could take him to Mumbai. Cohen was soon on his way to India. Cohen's father was so poor that he could give him only one coin for his journey. He put that one coin into his son's pocket and lovingly blessed him. "Go, and may you be successful in your spiritual search." He went to meet his friend. The book helped his friend to come out of his depression, but both of them were utterly poor. Relatively rich, Cohen at least had that one coin. Cohen, who was always a hard worker, hunted and found a job as a shop assistant in Mumbai. With his keen intellect, he observed that there were two sets of people. One set was happy and comfortable, while the other set was unhappy and always complaining. He figured out that the people who were happy had two qualifications. They had lots of money and knowledge. Those who were unhappy did not have money or knowledge. Cohen decided to be a man of knowledge and earn money. He wanted money only so that he could do spiritual sadhana without the distraction of want. He got a job with a shopkeeper who was not a very wealthy man. He trained him in accounting. Seeing that Cohen was brilliant, he entrusted all his accounts to him. He also recommended him to the other shops around. Cohen began keeping their accounts and became very well known among the shopkeepers of that neighborhood as a good accountant. While this was going on, his friend who he helped save from depression became a member of the Theosophical Society and started taking Cohen to some of the society's meetings in Mumbai. There, Cohen met its president, Annie Besant. Her keen intellect, total dedication to work and perfect execution of it attracted him. Again, as Providence would have it, Annie Besant was looking for somebody to help her with the accounts whenever she came to Mumbai. By that time, Cohen felt drawn to her. He already had had a few private meetings with Annie Besant. Consequently, she asked him to assist her with the accounts. She was so satisfied with his work that she took him to Chennai, the headquarters of the Theosophical Society. Cohen was there for 5 years and made full use of it. The library of the Theosophical Society in Chennai is one of the biggest libraries in India. There, he studied Vedanta and other branches of philosophy. This is how God guides us. The sages say, if you take one step towards God, He will come 9 steps towards you. Cohen was almost in tears when he told me, "I was so near to Bhagwan for 5 years, yet I did not even hear about him." During this time, one of his other friends living thousands of miles away sent him a book by post. That was the turning point in Cohen's life. The book he received was Paul Brunton's A Search in Secret India. Reading it thrilled him because his life's ambition to sacrifice everything to be with a life-transforming sage was about to be fulfilled. On reading the book describing many masters, Cohen's mind, like Major Chadwick's, was attracted only to the 3 chapters on Ramana Maharshi. His inner voice told him that this was the sage he had been yearning for. He packed his bags and left for Tiruvannamalai in February 1936, dressed in Western attire. He came to Ramanashramam in February 1936, dressed in Western attire. He was ushered into the dining hall where Bhagwan was finishing his breakfast. Bhagwan, without even lifting his head, invited the stranger in a most sweet voice, "Please come and have breakfast." When Cohen later recounted this, he was literally in tears. That was the beginning and the end of my spiritual journey. When he went in and saw Bhagwan seated wearing a loincloth, he immediately had the ecstatic feeling that he was in front of truth in human form. While Cohen was still in a state of ecstasy, Bhagwan went for his usual walk on the hill. When Bhagwan came back to the old hall from his walk, Cohen entered and sat in front of his guru. He could not control his emotions, which were welling up as spiritual ecstasy. This is what Cohen said. "I was alone in the hall with Bhagwan. Joy and peace suffused my being. Never before have I had such a feeling of purity and well-being at the mere proximity of a person. My mind was already in deep contemplation of Bhagwan. Bhagwan not as flesh, although that was exquisitely formed and featured, but as an insubstantial principle which could make itself so pronouncedly felt. After a while, I became aware of my environment and I saw Bhagwan looking at me with large penetrating eyes wreathed in smiles rendered divinely soothing by childish innocence. This is how Cohen was trapped. Seated in front of Bhagwan, totally lost, he suddenly realized he still hadn't changed his dress. He also remembered the fruits he had put into his suitcase to be offered to the master. But when he searched for his suitcase keys in his pocket, he couldn't find them. It turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Resigned to the turn of events, he sat with his eyes closed when he suddenly felt the clinking of keys on his lap. One of the devotees, Ramaswamy Pillai, had gone to the railway station on ashram work. The station master was waiting with the bunch of keys, expecting somebody from Ramanashramam, because a passenger had handed them to him saying, "Sir, these keys were found on an empty seat from which a Westerner alighted. Perhaps you will be able to hand them over to him." The station master gave them to Ramaswamy Pillai. When Ramaswamy Pillai came back and told Bhagwan this, Bhagwan, pointing to Cohen, confirmed, "Whose keys are these? Indeed, they are his." Ramaswamy Pillai then dropped them in his lap. This was one of the series of miracle-less miracles that the master was going to perform. Cohen had embarked on his journey to India to find the key to the mystery of life, and now he was sure that he would find it.